The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
What you listening to, man? What they talking about? I got my hand up on that knob, tryna figure out. It doesn't matter who's the guest or what's the subject, cause they keep it 100 and them callers love it. The radio show got you tuned in, ready for action like a bad chick texting what's happening. They ain't here giving 5 o'clock news. Our hosts keep it blunt, sharing their point of views. They going in, man, cause they ain't got no filter. Cause they keep it 100, that's why we messing with you. Got you up to date with the latest with music and what's trending, that's basics. On primetime hours, you can never go wrong. And get nice music and what's going on in your neck of the woods, like, hey, Al Roke on today's light. Feeling entertained with the radio show. Tuesday, Thursday, taking over, let them know. Let them telephone rings, yeah, I'm on this thing.
I heard Netflix is doing horrible and they're losing subscribers. And I wonder who they're losing subscribers to, because, you know, they went up on the price. So I want to know where the Netflix people are going. That's very interesting to me.
So many choices out there now, though.
I was about to say, yeah, there's way too many choices. Like, the market is
super saturated.
So oversaturated, yeah. Like, I mean, hell, 16's got all of them, and it's at least 10 if you count on your hand.
It's several choices that you can get out there. So people are probably just fed up with Netflix due to the fact that the price has gone up from, it was for, like, if you had the biggest plan that they have, the where you have 4 separate accounts, it was $11.99 just 5 years ago. Now you fast forward 2022, it's just $20. And I don't know if one streaming service is worth $20.
Netflix is?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's $20, man.
Well, you know, some people just have it reoccurring and they never pay attention to what exactly comes out their account. But a lot of these subscriptions for everything is ridiculous. Like, I have Google Play, and then I accidentally got a trial for Apple Music, and they make it so hard to cancel this stuff. Like, you gotta do so many steps to cancel these subscriptions. It's ridiculous.
Now, I will say these TV streaming services, they don't ask any questions. Like, oh, you canceling? All right, we'll come back anytime. You know.
Mm-hmm. They know you'll be back half the time, so they don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the biggest thing with Netflix as far as why people are going out in droves is due to the fact that there are so many other choices, and they have other apps that are comparable to Netflix. Now, eventually, you know, they're going to have something that you're going to want, you're going to go back to it. But HBO Max is excellent. It's an excellent app. Yeah. And, you know, it just keeps getting better, actually. And, I remember saying a while ago that give it a little bit of time and HBO Max is probably going to be the streaming service because it just has some of everything. But I guess it depends on how much you want to spend, or if a show is worth you know, keeping something for longer than, I don't know, a couple of weeks or a month or however long.
I mean,
series
imagine
lasts.
the people that are paying for cable and have all these streaming services.
Well, I mean, I don't even really watch TV like that. So I just look for something to entertain me. Like, I'm not really super dedicated to anything in particular. Like, I've been finding like cartoon series on Netflix that I really like adult cartoons that I find. I think I just watched F is for Family or something. Like, that was pretty good. Before, I think I watched, I don't remember. But anyway, there's some cool stuff on there that has a lot of seasons, and I'm just now figuring out that it was good. Now it's over. Thanks to Netflix.
You are now listening to The Radio Show.
If you look at all the other women, Susan Rice hasn't won elected office. All the Republicans are going to do is scream Benghazi, Benghazi, Hillary Clinton, emails, Benghazi, da-da-da-da-da-da.
You're listening to The Radio Show on YouTube and all other podcast providers.
Okay. So I wanted to talk about the Lori Harvey thing because it's it's everywhere, but I just feel like it's such a double standard for her to date. And I wish Tiki was on here because I would love to get her other opinion as a woman, but I just feel like it's kind of unfair that she's only 25 and she's just doing what most people who are 25 do: date, explore, try to figure out the partner that's compatible for them. But all they want to do is low key say she's being passed around, and she's not. She's just dating different people, but you never hear people speak about her in a negative way. But they'll turn around and glorify women like Kim Kardashian and what's Amber Rose and all these other chicks who literally got famous for not so classy things. So why is that? Like, why do you feel like, I mean, or do you think that she's getting a bad rep? But she's already a socialite, so of course she's gonna date famous people. She can't date regular guys. I mean, she could, but it's just not her circle.
Wait a minute, hold on. What do you mean regular? Wait, what do you, that's like saying you people. What you mean regular guys? Like that's just dismissive.
Guys who
That's
are guys or men who are not celebrities is
okay,
what I
so
mean by regular people.
we're all just people. Like that's real. Like oh, regular guys who are not celebrities. Okay.
Non-celebrities, would that make you feel better? Like, is
No,
would that
no,
would that
no,
warm your heart?
no. I'm just
Diva,
saying.
it's okay. I understood what you were saying. I think
I appreciate
I
you,
think
Easy.
she
Thank
I
you.
think she I think she gets a bad rep because of the whole Diddy thing. Because and look, all I know is she dated Future and then she started dating Michael B. Jordan. I don't know who she messed with or talked to before then, but
But
apparently,
I mean,
according to the internet, she dated Diddy or something like that, and then dated his son. Like
but this is my whole thing with the whole
that's kind
Diddy
of
thing, and I could
scandalous.
be wrong, and if I am wrong, somebody post the link of this in the comment section, okay? You see how she's been like romantically linked to different people she's been dating, right? I never saw her give Diddy affection in any photo or video the way I saw her give Future or the son or anybody else she's dated. She's always
But
kind of like been affectionate, but I never saw her affectionate with him.
what kind of stuff is that you date the dad and then the son? Like,
Let
come
me
on
tell
now.
you something. Listen, okay, women have like this unspoken thing. It's usually like when you're older and you're like in your 30s. We have like this inside joke in the women community because of like our age thing where we could date you or your daddy because you're the guys that are our age, but then their dads are still young enough to be attractive, like,
Oh,
under 50. So that's
Diva,
probably what
you
happened.
just
Yeah, but
you just
she's
said
not hold
something.
on, she's not even 30.
She's not. But
But
the thing is this, even just because you spend time as a woman, if you spend time with a man, even if you're not super romantically involved, you're going to be linked to him. The
And that's what
whole
I'm
Diddy
saying.
thing was like 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, I never saw her hug him or kiss him or anything romantic the way she's been with the other people she's been linked to. And that's just me. So they literally could have just been hanging out. Like, she never confirmed or denied anything. Neither did Diddy. He never really spoke about it. So we
Yeah,
don't
and
know.
that's just me just reading what I see on the internet, right? Because I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like 16 here, but I really just frankly don't care about it that much to do that much
yeah,
research, right?
Of course.
But
yeah.
I mean, I think the big deal here is somebody wasn't listening, because
Yeah.
usually when you get
Yeah.
into a relationship at the beginning, no matter what the goal is, right? You usually kind of have some kind of conversation to say, like, hey, this is where this is going. So somebody didn't listen. I don't know who
Right.
didn't listen,
But I
but
feel like it's not fair because if she was a guy, like when men are in relationships and the woman's ready to get married, a lot of times society tells women to be patient with men and just allow them to come around to that because they're not ready. She, on the other hand, is getting dragged because now they're saying that Michael B. Jordan was better off with white women because they would have been ready to marry him and all this other stuff. Like, it's just getting ridiculous. And then she's only 25. There is a 10-year age gap, right? And nobody's understanding the fact that he wasn't married at 25. He was a bachelor living his life and just exploring. So she doesn't get the same opportunity. I do agree with you, Ezee. I feel like either the question wasn't asked or somebody wasn't listening. However, I do know people get in relationships and they actually don't have those conversations. They
Yeah,
just think things
absolutely.
are going to organically happen. And maybe he felt because it had been a year that she would naturally be ready, but did he ever really ask her if she was ready for marriage? That's going to be the interesting question. And why is
Okay.
it like horrible when women aren't ready for marriage, but just because a man is? Like, it's such a double standard.
And like, again, you're right. It's not horrible if she wasn't ready for marriage, right? But the
Right.
way the story is being painted is that, yeah, she knew from the jump that Michael B. Jordan wanted to marry her, and she just wasted a year with him and played him.
Right.
And that's what
Nobody,
it sounds like. Like,
none of
again,
them have said a word. We don't know, like, who, like, the truth, though. You know what I mean? Like,
mhm.
but they just want to drag her every single time. And I'm just like, but
But they're
no.
dragging her because of who she's been linked to in the past.
Correct. Right.
You
But they're
know,
not dragging
and
them for having all these
if you
kids.
look at it, right, you know, Future, Diddy, who both of them got what, 9, 10 kids, right? And then
Yes.
you got Michael B. Jordan, you know,
And I think because
nice,
he's kind of like America's golden child of, like he's would be considered the perfect suitor. He
like
doesn't have
Future
children.
and Diddy are the two friends. If you tell your mom you're going to a party with them, your mom is going to be legit concerned that you're going to a party with them. And she's going to want to know all the details of what's going on. Michael B. Jordan is the friend that if you tell your mom, hey, me and Mike are going to this party, your mom's not going to ask any questions. She's, hey, have fun. I trust him. You know, y'all do your thing, come back whenever. That's the difference, right? So
Right.
before him that we know of, that's who she was with. She was with the friends that you don't trust, something, they got some history there. And then there's Michael B. Jordan, right? That just seems like a great guy, outstanding person, you name it, whatever. So I think that plays a part in it too.
I agree.
There's a couple
16.
things. There's a couple things I don't understand about this.
Mhm.
One thing that you were saying, Diva, that caught my attention was you said, well, when you get to a certain age, when a woman is in her 30s, it's like, well, you could date the son or the father. But in this case, you didn't say that you could date the son and the father. That's not how it works. And then the other part of it is that I really didn't understand, and this is something that you and I talked about, Diva, off air, was this generation there can really be some suckers sometimes when it comes to fighting for what you want. So
Yeah.
after
True.
a year, okay, well, she doesn't want to get married right now, so the whole relationship just has to blow up right then because she don't want to right now. We're not going to talk it out. We're not going to see where we are in 6 months. We're just going to just wash our hands of the whole damn thing, and it's just going to be over. And this is the main reason why these families that are coming up with our generation, we ain't going to have no Big Mama no more because nobody fought to have it no more. So Big Mama not going to be making Sunday dinner no more because everybody breaking up before they can even get started. So it's like, I don't understand why it just has to jump right to, okay, we're together, we're not on the same wavelength where I want to jump to this right now. And she might be like, well, I love you, I'm into what we're doing, but I just need a little bit more time. I want to continue this thing. And it's like, well, if you don't want what I want right now, then it's just over. And it just seemed kind of, it's a little bit weak. And then on the flip side, where it's like saying, okay, well, she's young and, she's only 25 and she's been out there. Based on all the guys that she's been dating, it seemed like it might be a little tread off the tires. I mean, you seen the meme. It's like, how many dudes do you have to date before you figure you want to get it right? And then it's the double standard of, well, guys do this all the time. And, why is she being held to this standard and all this other stuff? We all know the answer to this. It's not fair, but it's just the way it is. Okay? Easy would tell you this just as well as I could. He could get with every girl on the street that he lives on twice over. He's the man. But if the woman does it, she's the biggest garden tool you ever seen in your life. It's just how it's been. I'm not saying it's right. I don't agree or endorse it. It's just how perception is. So I'm not saying that she's, out there like that, but based on optics.
But she dates men in a reasonable time frame.
Oh,
wait. Guys,
she doesn't date regular guys either. So, that part.
Well, my thing is her social circle. She has not. However, she is a socialite, so she's definitely going to date people. People were in the comments saying that she doesn't do anything, and she's, what is she good at? She's good at being popular.
She doesn't. She got into the spotlight because
of her last name. Because of her last name.
Because her dad
she was a model before. And then, okay, but this is the thing, though. Our culture, especially social media and stuff, don't really care who your dad is. Yeah, her stepfather is Steve Harvey. That's great. But guess what? None of his other children are as popular as her. And his other daughters are just as beautiful and just as smart and intelligent and have businesses and all this other stuff. But
do you know what the true definition of a socialite is? Because I heard that tossed out there. Do people really understand what that means? It does not mean posting for 1 million selfies on Instagram.
No, it's not a socialite. A socialite is a person who moves and transitions in popular and high-ranking, social society, basically.
But you gotta admit that her dad's status helped her get there. I think the people in the comments are just saying hell, it's the equivalent of Kim Kardashian, right? I'm not saying they're the same, but
you can get a boost, right? But can you stay there? We constantly hear people who are on top today and gone tomorrow. She got on the scene because of Steve Harvey, but she's been able to stay relevant on her own because half the time when she's mentioned, he's not mentioned in the same sentence all the time. It's not like she's on red carpets with him. She's not traveling with them. She's not in a bunch of pictures with him. But
what does it have to do with? Think about what it has to do with. What does it have to do with?
The point is this. Anything she does makes social news. So that's power. So she knows that she has that power and she's playing it very strategically. And I just feel like she's a woman who's the best at the game, honestly. And a lot of people feel some type of way. I mean, there's people who are good at it and there's the people who are bad. She's managed to stay relevant. But what do you really know about her? You don't know her personal. She doesn't have anybody out here talking about her bedroom secrets and those type of things, the way they talk about these other women who stay on top. These guys actually never bash her for real about she's this kind of girl. They never speak negative of her. They always say the same thing. She's a nice person. She's very sweet. She has a great personality. Whether they work out or not, they're not out here treating her like they treat a lot of these other women who are out here because they are ex-strippers and porn stars and got videos and all. She doesn't have any of that. She's technically a classy woman who happens to date men who are celebrities. That part. And the fact that no matter what guy she dates is going to make news because of her, not them. Nobody cared about the last girl that Future was dating. That girl was some kind of rapper, but it didn't make news the way it did when he was dating her or when he was dating Sierra. So if it was about the other dudes, then the other chicks they date would make the news, but it doesn't.
It's because of the reputation of, you've seen the meme. How many guys has she dated within just the last 4 years? And I don't even pay attention to this type of stuff. That's a section of the internet that I choose not to travel by. And it's like, dang, she just had this reputation of she with this guy right now, soon she'll be with somebody else, and then this guy.
So, but let's see. That's what I'm talking about, that double standard. So let's just back it up. Future, Rick Ross, Chris Brown, all these dudes are with a different chick every 3 months. she may be seen with a guy like every year, but every 3 months, all these dudes are with a different chick. Look at, okay, first of all, let's just look at Kanye. How many chicks has Kanye been associated with? Now he not even with the Cheney chick no more. He got rid of the other chick before that. He's now with a different chick supposedly. Kanye done went through like 3 or 4 chicks in a whole year. The year's not even over. It's only June, and he's been linked to Julia Fox, the girl named Cheney, a chick before that. Now he's linked to someone else, but everybody's praising him. Like, oh, he got a new girl.
I mean, but I
This
just
is what I'm
explained to
talking
you,
about.
this is time tested. And again, I'm not saying that I agree with that, but it's just this double standard.
You may not agree, but do you see how your attitude was? I mean, how many dudes has he been linked to? And you didn't even say a year. You said 4 years. Like, seriously,
I don't.
dating 4 years?
I mean, honestly, Diva, I was just reaching into the atmosphere. I don't know, because I don't. Like I said, this is a section of the internet that I don't travel by. Like, who's dating who? It doesn't really have any bearing. The issue with it is that everybody became a goddamn relationship philosopher during this whole thing about, well, the reason why he left her is because this, or the reason why she's not. Everybody was a relationship expert who knows exactly what's going on in these people's intimate details.
We don't know Jack. We don't know Jack. So, but that's all I have to say about it. I feel like she's young. She should date what she wants. If she wants to get married, fine. If she doesn't, at least you know now.
I'm just saying, though, Diva, that in the end, the point I was making about why does it have to just be it right then? You know? Okay, right. So the moment stuff get hard, we just got to quit. So the moment it get difficult and there's a little bit of adversity, we just going to go ahead and back up. And that's childish on both ends. That's not just man or woman. On the man or on the woman, that's on both of them. Like, the moment it just don't go the way you want to, you just turn the whole table over. That's some nonsense, and that seems like what we have.
So let me ask you, because to piggyback on that, I do feel like in the era of cancel culture that people are so quick to cancel other people, especially when dating. It's kind of like people don't even communicate how they feel anymore. They just cut somebody off. Like, oh, that person was getting on my nerves, or they said one thing that I didn't like. And it's like, you still don't really know that person well enough. And people would rather just continuously start over. So let me ask both of you, at what point do you recall in your relationships where you were like, I'm going to be in this and I'm going to fight for this? Like, is there something that triggers you to be like, hey, I care about this person this much and I'm going to fight for what we have? Even like if it's a tough situation or a tough time, you're like, okay, I'm not going to give up on this. I'm willing to fight. It takes two people to do that. But do you have a distinct moment where you were like, yeah, I'm not going to cancel this. I'm going to see what I can do?
I hope that I'm not betraying anything with this, Easy. And it's just a conversation that he and I had, I guess, when he was, considering where he was headed in his relationship. And he just kind of asked me, well, how did you know, bro? And the answer that I gave him was, when you are in a relationship with somebody and you notice that you're really starting to care about them, when you notice that you're doing things that are outside of your norm, when people say, well, I normally don't do this, but when you're legit outside of what you normally do and changing your agenda, that's where you're headed with that. It could be something like mine was subtle. I played basketball every week consistently for years. Every Sunday morning, me and some buddies from work play basketball every Sunday. Met my wife, it started being every other Sunday. Then it was once a month. Then it was no more basketball. Then that was over. So it's subtle little things like that you would normally do outside of your routine that instantly you notice a change with. Small things like that turn into bigger things. Not saying that basketball was this big thing, but it's a small thing where it's like, I'll catch y'all another time. I'm busy. That type thing.
That's a very good answer.
Was a good answer.
Very good.
So there you have it. So if you're looking for some relationship advice, you've come to the wrong show.
You are now listening to The Radio Show.
GPS for the most part is reliable, you know. But today, and usually in the past I ignore these, but they give you, hey, save 5 minutes. Hey, save 2 minutes. Well, this one said, hey, save 7 minutes. I said, you know what? 7 seems like a reasonable, that's a reasonable time. 5 minutes, I'm really not losing nothing. 2 minutes, who gives a fuck, right? If I'm late, fuck it, I'm 2 minutes late. I said, but 7 minutes, I'm gonna take you up on that GPS. I clicked the new route, and I ended up 10 minutes later than what the fuck I was supposed to get there with the original time.
You're listening to The Radio Show on YouTube and all other podcast providers.
Okay, guys, so I really wanted to get your opinion about this because I saw the story on Media Takeout where 21 Savage is explaining why he thinks that rappers get locked up. So I'm going to go ahead and explain this to my co-host, and when we come back, we're going to play the clip so you guys can hear it for yourself. So now we're going to listen to the clip from 21 Savage where he's explaining why he thinks, a lot of these rappers are getting locked up these days. Take a listen.
No, whatever. Nowadays, a nigga will wake up, bruh, and put a clip on Instagram, upload the video to YouTube. Now a label at his door, and they just gave him $1 million. This nigga 19. So naturally, he wanna show his hood, bruh, I made it. So now he back in his hood. Now he looking out for his hood. But it's a catch-22, cause it's like, I can make it and forget about my hood, and then my hood gonna be trying to kill me and rob me. Or I can look out for my hood, and now I can catch a Rico. So it's like a catch-22. So it's like it ain't no I can't really explain it. It's just like the time that we living in, niggas blow up so fast. The niggas that they beefing with, they mad cause he just got signed or whatever the reason is, and niggas know you still gonna be right here. You 19, where else you going?
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's like.
All right, guys. So you heard what 21 Savage has to say. What do you guys think about that? Do you agree with him? Do you disagree with him? What do you think?
I can go first. So, this whole Young Thug situation, I guess it's kind of got me triggered, right? Because here's a guy who grew up, I'm assuming, I don't know his background, but anyways, he's become successful. He's came up from where he was. He's a top-notch rapper, one of the best out there right now. And now you stuck in jail because the federal government is accusing you of running a damn mini mafia. You're getting RICO charges and all this other crazy stuff. And to me, somebody sitting here who's not a millionaire, and I just sit here and I'm just like, wow, why the hell would you be making millions of dollars and you still trying to do gangsta hood shit? The cops went to your house in Buckhead, and I know damn well all them neighbors was not black. So they seeing you getting arrested, going to jail, potentially about the government's freezing your assets. They locking up all your buddies. And I just, for the life of me, I cannot understand how you cannot separate that from your previous activities. Jay-Z's the perfect example of this. Jay-Z literally was selling dope. And he talked about in an interview how had he not taken a trip to Europe because he was starting his rap career, he would have been in jail right now. And it's just frustrating because it's for a lot of minorities, this is the way we get wealthy. It's through rapping and through sports and different things like that. And you fucking it up. You're fucking it up. Not only for the culture, but you fucking it up for yourself. I don't know how much Young Thug is worth, but for the life of me, I cannot understand how, one, you still deal with that kind of stuff. 2, you got people around you that are dealing with this. And 3, the fact you think you're going to get away with this. Like, folks, you can have a circle of friends as big as you want, as small as you want. If one of them is snitching to the feds, you done.
Yes.
16 is my brother. He's got a family. If I'm doing some illegal shit and he's a part of it, and the feds pick up my brother and say, hey, what is Easy doing? He's going to snitch on me like no tomorrow because he's got a lot to lose.
16, are you a snitch?
Man, look, like a canary, like he did it. Sorry.
Look, that man's got a family to protect, and it's a difference between losing everything and going to jail for 30 years or losing some stuff and getting off nicely.
Yep.
Like, when people are put in that kind of situation, they don't have your best interest in you. They're looking out for themselves. Everybody's seen American Gangster. Everybody's seen some type of movie where it's happened. And I just can't for the life of me understand either why he was doing it and willingly participating in it. Allegedly, we don't know, innocent until proven guilty, right?
Mm-hmm.
But somebody was doing something. It was either you or it was the people you were around.
Mm-hmm.
And I can only think of it if I was in that situation. I can't tell him what to do or anything like that. But if I'm in that situation where I'm making millions of dollars and I got a friend that's still trying to sell dope or still trying to, sell guns illegally or whatever the case may be, or my friend trying to put a hit on another rapper, hey man, look, I can take care of you. I'm a millionaire now. I've made it. We can leave this shit. Oh, you don't want to leave? Well, then look, you're going to have to stay because I'd rather you try to come kill me and all my family. I can hire all the security I want. I'll take that chance, but you're not going to bring me down with you. That man went from a nice house in Buckhead, probably plenty of houses all over the world, to being in a Cobb County jail asking the judge if he can go use the restroom.
Penitentiary chances are not worth it when you're doing music or any other walk of life when you don't have to live that way. Is what you're saying, Easy. It's like,
that's what I'm saying. You don't have to live that way anymore. That's what look at Rick Ross, for Christ's sakes. Rick Ross is still, he's not the most professional person in the world, right? But he's living a lavish lifestyle. He's not doing anything crazy. And he's still enjoying himself. Like, you can do it. It's possible.
I feel like I know why they do what they do. It's not rational, but I feel like it's kind of exactly what Twin Savage was saying. It's like when you're trying to accomplish something, all you do is sit around with your friends and talk about how you're going to make it. And then when you do make it, you want to show them that you made it, but then there's also like this insane loyalty to your community. But then there's the crab in the barrel effect where when other dudes see you, it's this jealousy that happens. And I don't even remember what interview I was watching, but it was an interview with Dame Dash, right? Or Damon Dash, however you want to say it. And he said that he keeps more women around him than men because men are very jealous and that they always want your spot. And that's so true. A lot of the most famous people or people who have been set up, assassinated, and killed was because it was somebody in their circle that was their right-hand man or close to them who did it, because somebody always feel like they can do your spot better. So, however, I feel like your circle dictates how you move a lot of ways. And see what a lot of these rappers do. They don't want to be called a sellout. They don't want to feel like they betray their people. So then they have a lot of people around them from their neighborhood because they want some kind of close companionship that's familiar. But these people aren't professionals and they feel like they can bring the same activities into a more professional setting, even though those people do certain things, but you have to move very differently. They get sloppy, stuff happens, and then the feds have already started saying they're going to make examples out of these rappers because let's be real, you got rappers like T.I. and other rappers who have gotten away with so much stuff because of their fame. They maybe went in and did a year for stuff that people would do 10 and 15 years for. So they're purposefully making an example out of them. If they want to stop getting hit with RICO charges, what's the dude? Tekashi 6ix9ine got hit with RICO charges. Like, they're coming for them because they want to make an example out of them because they understand how powerful these rappers are and how they really move things. So they just basically want to humble them. If you see this happening over and over again.
But you made a good point. Like, some people might sit there and try to call you a sellout or whatever the case may be. But I ain't got to get no RICO charges or be involved in illegal shit to not be considered a sellout. Like, I'm not saying, once you get $1 million, you leave your neighborhood, you leave your community, your hood, wherever, and you just never come back. You ain't got to do illegal shit to stay loyal to your hood. You can literally, you got
But do you?
backpack donations.
But let me ask you though, because don't you? Because what happens in the hood? Have you ever been in the, like, you got family in the hood?
But I'm saying that's not a form of empowerment. Like, if you're trying to help your
loyalty to, like, people always want to feel like they only changed a little bit. And DJ Khaled had this whole campaign on I changed a lot because people make you feel guilty when you get on because they feel like, oh, you think you better now. Oh, you changed. And people are constantly trying to prove that they're still the same person, but you did change, and it's okay to change.
But you have to change. But you can still stay loyal. You can still, hey, donate food, book pack, food drives. You can still make a difference. Like, and that's where we got to change our mindset.
But
you ain't got to sit here and do illegal shit.
I like T.I. music, right? I'm from Atlanta. I do like T.I. on a big level. And then I have a love-hate relationship with him just on the stuff that he does, However, he did an interview once and he said something that was very true. He was like, I moved out the hood because your community will try to kill you. Basically, because just to get clout or just to get praise or just because they can. He said, when I go back to the hood, I go in, I do my community service, like I pass out stuff, I do what I got to do. Nobody know I'm coming, and then I get the hell out. Because people are always checking for you, and somebody wants your head on a platter just for the recognition that they took you down.
And me personally, I'm taking the T.I. approach. If that's what I got to do, hey, that's cool.
Listen,
but I'm not sitting here about to catch RICO charges and I'm worth $30 million. No. Like, I'm just not.
But people don't understand, to get RICO charges, it takes a lot to get RICO charges. Like, you got to have a lot of stuff going on they watch you for years sometimes in order to even establish RICO charges on you, because it needs to be a laundry list of stuff that they can kind of get you on. And I really want to.
I'm saying, like, some of the stuff, like, there's charges that, people in his crew tried to hire folks to kill YNF Lucci while he was in jail. So you have millions of dollars and you're not in jail. Why the fuck do you care if he's dead or not? Like,
so how come we didn't bring up this part of it, Easy? Because you guys with a RICO charge, you know exactly what that is. It's like a conspiracy. If you charge one conspirator, you can charge them all. So this also goes back to the kind of company that you're keeping as well.
Yes.
So,
yes.
And I mentioned that earlier. Hey, you my guy. You've been there since day one. But if you want to ride this wave and be a part of this next step in our lives, you got to drop some of this shit. Like, that's how it's got to be.
So for those who don't know what a RICO charge is, I'm going to read it straight from Google so you can be informed. So
I just gave him the Cliff Notes version, Diva, but that's fine. Go ahead and
We
explain to
may
them.
we may have some green people on here who don't know what the hell that means. Okay, we here for you. Okay,
Here it is on the
it's
screen.
called,
Diva is going to explain it. Here's on the screen right here, the definition of RICO.
yes, it's a
It's the word of the
racketeer.
night.
RICO. It's a Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act.
I think the
What do
best
you
way
think?
to explain it is if anybody's watched American Gangster, you know, you had Denzel Washington's character, right? He's the linchpin, he's the big guy at the top,
Mm-hmm.
and he had all of
Mm-hmm.
his cousins and his family in the organization, and they each had a
Yes,
business, right, where they were distributing
correct.
the blue magic, right?
Which was
And
smart.
one of them fucked up,
It's always
got
the
caught up,
one.
and everybody went down. So, you know, that's the best way to look at it. If you've seen American Gangster, that's what's happening with Young Thug. I don't know if
Yes.
drugs and all that crap was
That's what
involved,
happened with Takashi
but
69. They kept saying that, they said he tried to put hits on people, or everywhere he went there was trouble. Like people kept getting hurt, beat up, killed, robbed, whatever, and they just stack it up. I think that in order for these rappers to stop getting locked up, I mean, rappers tend to have big egos. They feel invincible, especially if you got, because they get famous for getting in trouble. Like, the more trouble a rapper has been in, the more street cred he gets, the more famous he can be. There's a certain stigma, unfortunately, that comes with that sometimes, where they want to play that up. Like, oh, I'm this bad dude, I'm a street dude. And a lot of times they are street dudes and they feel like they can still carry the same mentality because now they have money. So now they really feel it themselves and their egos. But the thing is that you don't own your enterprise. So someone else is cutting your check. So you have to act accordingly. Or if you get too big for yourself, or as in the South we say your britches, they are going to cut you down in size because they want to remind you that you need to stay in your place. But because
that's what I was just trying to say from the beginning.
You are now listening to The Radio Show.
Oh, before we start, because we are a hip hop show, we have to say that Eminem dropped an album, and no, we will not be talking about it. Thanks.
You're listening to The Radio Show on YouTube and all other podcast providers.
Easy, do you have a random?
Oh, yes,
Here's
I
my
do.
random. Old people in general, stop wearing them ignorant ass Bluetooth pieces in your ear. Look at this. Look at how small and compact this is. It's not noticeable. It literally does the same thing that you're doing with that long ass 18-wheeler looking Bluetooth that you still rocking like it's normal. You don't need that long ass Bluetooth piece no more. Stop it. You can literally wear an AirPod, a Beat headphone, a JBL. There are so many options out there, and you still choose to wear that 2008 long ass
Go back
light
further.
blue
2005.
Bluetooth piece in your ear, and I just can't for the life of me understand it. I'm talking to you and your ass looking like this. This is how you look. Like, it don't make no damn sense. Why do y'all still have those things? AirPods. You can get the first generation of AirPods for a very reasonable price. Please. People of all ages. I know I'm saying old people, but anybody that still got that ignorant ass, if it's bigger than this, you need some AirPods or some kind of new headphone. You know how on your ignorant ass Bluetooth you gotta say answer, or you gotta press a big ass button or something? You can just hit a button on the headphone. Like, y'all stop it. Y'all look crazy, man. It don't make no sense.
So, I'm about to come with another random about the weird shit that people do to tall women. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to advise something else to you. Okay, if y'all don't learn nothing else on these random channels, y'all gonna learn how to act around tall women. I swear to God, I'm gonna need you to. First of all, men lie about their height. Women don't. I'm
Lie
not
about your
gonna.
height.
Da. Most men lie about their height, so whatever height they tell you, subtract an inch because that is just how it is out here in these streets.
That
Okay.
is true. That is true.
How
I
do
can't
you lie
deny
about
Most
your
men
height?
who men lie about their height, and if you tell me you 5'10", you really 5'9" or 5'8", you're just
Just
lying about
just
it.
stand next to him. How do you lie about your height?
Duh.
But like, she's talking about, like prelim conversation before you.
Right, prelim conversations. I literally like when I was on this dating app. When it gets close to time to meet in person, that's when the confessions come. I mean, I know I told you I was 5'10" or 5'11", but I'm really 5'9". I'm like I'm not gonna know that you're shorter. So, anyways, can y'all men just stop like coming up to a tall woman, positioning your posture to get like an extra fraction of an inch, and then going, how tall are you? And then when I say I'm 5'11", then you want to act like I made it up. I'm clearly taller than you, so who's lying? Really? You sure? I'm like, I mean, I've only been going to the doctor for I don't know how many years, and they literally measure you every time you go. I'm pretty sure that I'm not gonna just lie about being 5'11", and I'm taller than you. I don't know. I'm 5'11". Are you? Because who's taller here? I'm just saying, stop doing this and trying to get extra height on me and then looking at me and then measuring yourself and then looking at your, I don't even know you. Why is that so important? We don't know each other. It's fine. It's fine. Be happy in your skin and then just say, oh wow, just don't say anything. Y'all make a comment about us being tall like we don't know. Or like we could change it. I'm sorry, I can't change it. I'm sorry. I can't. I can't. I'm
Answer,
sorry.
answer, answer.
Yes. Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Hey. What's going on, man? Hey.
Hey, I'm here. What's going on? Yeah. Can't change that. Please stop doing that. Please stop walking up to tall women and trying to measure yourself against them and telling them that they don't know how tall they are. They are. Do you know how tall you are? Let's start with that.
Fellas, put
Just
your luck
stop
on some
doing
game.
random
Double up
stuff.
on your socks. If you're trying to look tall,
Put
just
lifts
double
in
up
your
on your socks.
shoes. Wear Timberlands. They give you an extra half an inch to an inch. Just wear some Timbs and that'll feed your ego. But stop doing randomness like that to women you don't know. Thank you. That part. And just stop lying about your height. And also stop lying about your age because we're gonna figure that out too. Men over 40, stop lying about your age. We're on to you. We don't ask to see your picture or your driver's license because we really care about your picture. We want to see how old you really are, you liars. And if you're gonna lie about your age, okay, this is the last thing. Can you like look younger though? Like, can you just have like a baby face and then it would be like, oh yeah, believable. Y'all be 46, looking 50, and gonna say you 38. Don't do that. We know. We know. We know. Start
Answer,
moisturizing.
answer.
I'm here. I'm listening. Here. I'm here. Yes.
Oh, okay. Hey, yeah, I got you now. I got you. Bluetooth is acting.
And I'm done with my random. Yeah. Man, get it together out here in the streets, please. Just saying. 16 is like, I can't even believe men are out here doing this. And I'm like,
I
yeah.
just lied about their height. Like, I just
They
can't.
lie
Boy,
about their height and their age. It is just like, what? Like,
boy,
you're not
It's
gonna
an
know?
ego thing, man. They
boy,
trying to.
It
that's
is, but like lie about, well, don't lie anyway. But I mean, let it be something that like literally you can't measure.
I mean, just like I said, just stand next to him. Oh my God.
that part. Like, I'm not gonna find out.
God. All right, so for me, this is okay. So let me just. Okay, look, fuck Herschel Walker. That's it. That's the random.
Like this? This way? That way?
Oh God, I already know why you said it, but I just
from day one. Yeah, that's all. We don't even need to give him no more airtime.
You are now listening to The Radio Show.
But I'm taking this opportunity to say that Drew Brees has gone from New Orleans, that it needs to be said that everybody from Louisiana is not a Katrina victim. Stop asking people who are from Louisiana every time we mention it, hey, are you a victim of Katrina? We're all not Katrina victims, okay? Do you understand me? Some of us were here beforehand. We're not refugees. We pay taxes.
You're listening to The Radio Show on YouTube and all other podcast providers.
So we got another episode of the radio show ATL in the books here. So we definitely appreciate you, however you support us, whether you listen on your favorite podcast provider, including Spotify, Apple, Deezer, Stitcher, Pandora, iHeartRadio, and many of the other providers, or whether you're and not to forget AppCloud as well, little Ubuntu. And then also YouTube, all that good stuff. So we definitely appreciate all the support. Follow us on Instagram at It's The Radio Show, and find us on Facebook at The Radio Show ATL. Also, up and coming artists. We brought back the music break, so we have a nice little streamline of underground music. But if you want to get your music heard, just hit us up. You can send us an email to radioshowinbox@gmail.com, or send us a text 678-800-1677. We definitely look forward to hearing from you. Easy, Diva, it's always great hanging out with y'all, talking about whatever, arguing about whatever, and just generally having a good time doing this show. Definitely appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right,
yeah, I'm here.
So we will.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Easy, are you there? Answer.
Yeah, hey, I got you, man. Hey, this Bluetooth's acting up, man. It can't even keep a damn charge anymore. I charge it up, the thing gets up full. It only lasts an hour, man. I'm just gonna have to get another Bluetooth piece because I'm old and I don't understand that headphones do the same shit.
That part.
We'll catch y'all next week. We'll keep coming with content.
Come on, Hoochie Daddy Shorts. That should be the title of this one.
Absolutely not.
You could probably make some money on OnlyFans if you put your kneecaps out there.
I'm saying, put that man thigh meat out.
I don't think dudes' kneecaps have the same effect as women's feet. So I don't know how much money you make off of that.
I don't know. Easy, put your thigh meat out there, and we'll see how much we can get.
We should
tell the
I gotta bring my leg up.
Tell the missus you can finish paying for that wedding tonight.
I think he's pretty good at it. It looked like he done did this before. You see how he was like real
He
coordinated.
did. He had a technique with it. He had a technique.
Let me find
you gotta be able to show off. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying.
He did. I don't know 16. He did it real sultry. Like you might need to pick up a thing. Or
he did, and he did it on demand. Like, I do this all the time. Let me show you real quick.
But you see how smooth it was. Like it was no awkwardness. It was just like bam. You know what I'm saying? It was just like real easy. She probably was like, "Don't embarrass me like that. You better get that thigh meat up there and show
better
off.
all right, Zaddy.
You better work that thigh meat. Okay?
Give us some Zaddy thigh meat."
Black people really be nicknaming everything.
We really too.